challenge that we here have at Whitnall with our facility is there's only one way into the pool for the public, and that's through the locker room.
There's no privacy really for the people in the locker rooms. If you have the public actually going through the locker room to see an event, they have to go through the locker room. So there's no privacy for the athletes that way either.
We don't have the starting platforms, the starting blocks to have a competitive edge with the other teams that do have those at their facility. You go to another facility with starting blocks, they get the faster starts, they get the competitive edge because they're used to training off the blocks at every practice, where we don't have that. We set up chairs all around the pool. And the safety issue with the chairs, there's people back to back. If we have to have 2 rows of seats, and they're, again, on the pool deck, they're right by the athletes, and they're on a surface that, when it becomes wet, it becomes slippery, and they could fall and cause an accident.
Really the big thing that's coming up for the pool is that in a couple of years we're going to need a new liner. And right now the pool does not have a functioning bottom drain, so we have to apply for a variance to operate the pool. And what that means basically is that if we ever change our liner up in our pool, we're going to have to dig out the bottom of the pool, put in the correct functioning drain, we're going to have to install the wheelchair lift. So it's just living on borrowed time with the pool. The system that we have in place right now was not designed to efficiently cool. We just simply added a chiller to the existing air handling system, and we duct cold air to the classrooms, and we really don't have much control. And because of that, the classrooms aren't adequately cooled.
That sun's bearing down. I mean, it gets hot here. So kids are in here thinking about, how am I going to stay cool, and not really concentrating on the material that we're talking about in class.
The heat consistently runs because we have basically wood paneling on the outside that constantly brings in a draft, just makes the heater run all day long.
The humidity has caused rust on the metal panels, and so that has consequently created holes in the panels. We have panels that have just been at ground level for many years that have been kicked and dented and damaged.
Why we get snow in here is because we've got all plywood boards in the bottom of our classrooms they're not insulated, they're just wood boards. And snow obviously will get in just due to the fact that there's no insulation.
When we first start school and during the end in May, it tends to get very hot in here, especially with the humidity on the outside. So when we go outside for classes, the students tend to be very uncomfortable, and if it's raining, especially and humid out, they tend to have a hard time being active during class because of how comfortable they are.
Right now, with no air conditioning in the gym, we don't have that ability to control the humidity in the space. And as the gyms are used more and more, deeper into the summer and earlier in the fall, we have the need for air conditioning the gymnasiums.
Many of you who have been to the Whitnall High School graduation can probably understand how hot it can be in here when you have a large range of people in one space.
The big picture is just maintaining the schools for the future, keeping the facilities in good order, protecting the structure, and creating the best learning environment we can for the students at Whitnall.